Hi there, fantasy readers. This is your virtual reading lesson. Before this lesson, please make sure that you have paper and a pencil for some important note-taking you're going to do later on. And before we get started with our lesson, I thought it would be a great idea for us to keep up with our previous lessons and what we've learned in those lessons. You are actually becoming sophisticated readers of fantasy. I hope you're feeling pretty sophisticated as a reader of fantasy. In the first lesson, we talked about researching the setting, and you guys did that while you were reading the Read Aloud Thief of Always, and a little bit with the Chronicles of Narnia. And then we talked about who has the power in that same lesson. So you're thinking about the setting and who has the power when you're reading these stories. In the second lesson, we talked about how characters don't come to us knowing a whole lot. And of course, you don't know a whole lot when you start reading them. And then we all are learning together, learning alongside the main character. And sometimes we even find out things before those main characters do. Then yesterday, we talked about how problems can multiply. And we found a way to keep up with those problems and the actions of those characters in the graphic organizer. Today, we're going to add one here, but not until after the lesson. So let's get started. Today, we're going to focus on characters. And have you ever read a book or watched a movie where a character starts out and you think that they're a good character, a good person, but then in the end they turn out to be not so good? Or let's flip it. Have you ever watched a movie or read a book where a character seems like not such a good person, not such a nice person, but then in the end turns out to be a pretty good character? Okay, well, today what we're going to focus on is as you read, and we're actually going to watch a clip to help you understand, we're going to be looking at character motivations. That just means why are characters doing what they're doing. We're also going to look at character actions, and that means what are those characters doing? This is our goal for today. Now, before we get started with the video clip that I want to show you, I want you to think about Harry Potter. Now, most of you are probably familiar with Harry Potter, and some of you may not be. So I want you to think about, if you are familiar with Harry Potter, I want you to think about Professor Snape. And I want you to think about how Professor Snape acts at Hogwarts. I want you to think about how he treats Harry Potter, how he talks to other people. And you can take some notes. You can pause the video right now if you want to, and you can just take some notes on Snape. All right? Now, you could also just think about what you're thinking about Snape right now. Now, if you don't know Harry Potter, maybe you can go ask someone about Snape, someone who has watched Harry Potter. Again, you can pause the video and do that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a video clip of Professor Snape when Harry Potter goes to some of his earlier memories. So Professor Snape is actually a child in this clip. So let's get there. And let me move. Okay, I'm going to turn this up. Here we go. Actually, before the video starts, it might be a good idea for you to take some notes about Professor Snape's character traits, how he's acting, and we're going to talk about that. Let's move this along. Here we go. I think it should lighten up soon. fast forward just a little bit. Here we go. So that's Professor Snape as a child and Harry Potter's mother. Okay. Wow, that was a powerful scene, wasn't it? So if you've seen Harry Potter, you remember that scene. So let's think about how Snape, at the beginning of the movie and before this part, I'm pretty sure everyone thinks Professor Snape is a bad guy. But then in these next movies that follow, he slowly starts showing that he's not such a bad guy after all. Now, I'm not saying he's super nice and an amazing, good person, but he's not nearly as evil as he's made out to be in that first movie. Okay, so let's talk about the character traits of Professor Snape when he was a child, and then also when that memories turn into him as an adult with Professor Dumbledore. So one thing that I noticed, and I'm sure that you did too, was that Snape was kind when he was hanging out with Lily, right? He gave her a butterfly, he gave her flowers. He was in love with Harry Potter's mother, Lily. There you go, so you can see everything. He was also pretty quiet. He was also helpful. Even when they weren't together anymore, when they went to Hogwarts, because they went in two different houses, the one time she dropped her books, he was still very helpful to her. Then when he grows up, we see a different side of him as an adult as well. He's with Professor Dumbledore, and he's very worried and concerned about the students there. And they're actually having a very nice conversation about how he feels about the students there, which is very different than we see in that first movie when we are pretty sure Snape is, and I'm going to show you my screen. Here we go. This chart, this graphic organizer, is from the beginning when we think Snape is pretty mean. Okay, and you'll probably remember that. So it's pretty funny that in this chart it says nasty meanness and nasty meanness. And then down here, heroism. So that's later on in the books and in the movie. And I'm going to move myself out of this picture so that you can see everything. And let's talk about, I think I can get it. Well, it's called weighing, evaluating, and ranking evidence. So this first trait, nasty meanness, and you may remember this. Snape speaks sharply to Harry about having his book, being unprepared for class. So over here it says it's not really such a big deal, it just shows he's annoyed. So Snape is very annoyed with pretty much everything that Harry Potter does. And there's a ranking here, 1 being the weakest of strength, least important, and 5 being the most important. And so we gave this one a 1. It's not really that important. He was just annoyed. Nasty meanness again. Snape won't call on Hermione even though she raises her hand. You remember, Hermione raises her hand all the time. So we also ranked this one a number 1. He's mean to Hermione, but it's because she's annoying, and that's true. Now, this is the one that you can't really see. Oh, there we go. Another trait at the very end is heroism, which is something we were very surprised to see. This is when Snape agrees to do whatever Dumbledore asks, even if he asks to kill him. That ranks as a 5. It shows Snape's inner side, how he is willing to sacrifice himself. Okay, so as you're reading today, and this lesson will finish tomorrow, but as you're reading today, it would be amazing if you guys could make a chart that looks just like this and keep up with your character traits. This could even be something you add to the chart we did in the last lesson. Okay, well, that's our lesson for today, and we will continue talking about this tomorrow. Everyone have a great day and keep reading. Bye.